In today's video, I'll be talking about my favorite stable gold farms that everyone can do and that are going to be viable for 99% of the time. Just before we start, you won't make millions in 1 hour, but there are the farms, as the title says, stable ones or stable farms that will always make gold. Of course, sometimes less, sometimes a bit more, depending on the market, just to keep that clear. Apart from that, we'll be covering 3 farms. I will show you my build, I will show you everything, how you need to do it, where you need to farm it, and so on. And of course, at the end of every single farm, I will tell you how much gold you can expect currently, and then later on, you're just going to see, and not just you, but we are all going to see how the market is going to go. And with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. And the first thing that we have is the solo cloth farm, or better known as dark flame cleft farm, where you go solo into the dungeon, or rather with the followers that you queue in with, and then you're just going to clear the first room. But let's not go ahead, I will show you every single thing about that. Now, the first thing that we actually want to know and what I want to show you is your spec, or basically every single thing that you need. So let's go over that. You just need these 3 unlocked. Now let's go from dawn until dusk. Now here, if you actually look at this, like, you won't be getting any stats or anything that you need. So you might be wondering, why do I need 30 points here? Because you want to learn both sub-specializations. Why? Because this allows you to find scraps of duskweave cloth, and this one allows you to find scraps of dawnweave cloth. And basically that is everything that you need from this tree. You do not need any points here. I have 48 and I'm not planning on using them. Now let's go on to the quality fabric. As you can see here, we can cloth from humanoids will sometimes drop at quality 2, and the last we have cloth from humanoids will sometimes drop at quality 3. Now, important thing to say before someone comments, or someone maybe doesn't know, most of the cloth, that there really isn't a huge price difference between a quality 1 and quality 3, but at least this is my opinion. Now, it doesn't have to be right, but for example, a mob can drop a quality 1 cloth and a quality 3 one. So I think with that, basically you can get more, but this is just also what you need. And then last but not least, textile treasures, you want 30 points into that. Why? Because it increases your chance that the humanoids are going to drop cloth. And that is pretty self-explanatory, and I do not need to talk further about that. Now, if you're wondering, do I have any tools? No, and you don't need any. The other thing that you are going to need is this macro, which I'm just going to show you. Let's see, this one right here. I'll put it in the description, and you can also see it on the screen. In case it doesn't work for you, you need to try just typing it yourself. So now let's go on. Follower dungeons, we want to find dark flame cleft, and we want to click the macro. Now just wait, exactly, he's finished, and now let's go inside. Now once you are inside, you basically want to pull this mob right here. You want to pull all of these mobs in the first room. Basically just kill all of them, and then we are going to use our macro once again. But I'm going to show you how to do that as well, just so you don't mess up and get the loading screen. Here you want to loot all of the mobs. Once you did, you see we got all of this loot. You want to jump, macro, and jump, and you won't get the loading screen. Now I'm going to leave the queue as I do not have time to farm currently, but that is pretty much everything that you need to know about this farm. And I'm going to check how much gold it makes, and I will get back to you. Now with this farm, on average, you are going to make from anywhere currently from 61,000 gold to 65,000 gold an hour. Now the thing is, I think you need you're going to do like 20 minutes of runs before you get locked out. And last time I tested this, you can do basically you can farm it 3 times for 20 minutes until you get the long lockout. So if someone has any newer information, feel free to leave it in the comments. But still, even if you can do this like 20 minutes twice a day, that is 40 something thousand gold in just 40 minutes. Like, this is currently the best farm there is, like, period. And now we are going to jump straight into the number 2. And the second thing that I always do when I want to make some gold and chill is basically just mining and herbalism. I mean, some of you that watch my channel knew that once you saw my warrior. Now, let's talk a bit about that. Here you can see my specialization. It's basically fully maxed, and I have 54 points left over, and I still have some points here. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. But if you're just starting out, let me give you a tip, please. The most important thing is you want to have at least 1 point here. Once you gather an herb, that you get one bigger bag. Since basically, if you're starting with this, you just want to get all of the knowledge points as fast as possible. And how you're going to do that? With gathering. And that is the whole reason why I want first this, and then you can go. I mean, there are paths that you should take, like this. You should take the last. After you take this, if you're starting out, you should go to bountiful harvests and just slowly fill it up over time. Now let's go over onto the gear. On your gathering tool, you want, I mean, if you have the gold, I do, but I really don't have the willpower to make blue tools. You want finesse. You want it to be enchanted with finesse. Here I think it's always finesse, I'm not 1000% sure, and I mean the hat is always a deafness perception. Now from consumables, let's go over them before we start with mining. Consumables, the only thing that you need is Dark Moon Firewater, and as the second, you always want to have File of True Sights, as increases your perception, which really isn't useful right now, but it does allow you to see hidden ores and herbs, so that is a must. Now let's go over to the mining knowledge and everything. Let's start with the tools. As you can see, every single thing is blue. Now you might see on my mining tool that it has perception. Don't let it fool you. I crafted this once back then when perception was like godly tier, when new stones were going for like 5-7k. Now they are worthless. So on mining tool you also want finesse, enchanted finesse, basically just finesse, and I suggest crafting blue gear. I mean, I suggest the blue gear for both of the professions, but I mean, you can do however you want. Also, if you're starting with mining, you always want to go with mining fundamentals first to max it, so you can mine whilst mounted, and then you want to go into here. And I mean, I have many guides that explain this in fully, so I won't go over that right now. That from consumables. And one more thing I forgot to say, I'm sorry, is the iron claw, where is it? Razor stone. It increases your finesse for 60. Whilst mining, herbalism, or skinning. So make sure to get that if you want. But apart from that, the path that you should be taking, or where you should be farming, is always the ringing deeps. It just has the most gold per hour, the best everything. And if you want to see the full path, if you're not sure, you can see the video right now on the screen. I tested all 4 zones to see which one is best for gathering. Now, of course, I won't be showing you mining, because what is the point? You can mine yourself and see how it goes. It's nothing, you know, out of the ordinary. When I recorded that video, we didn't have Koresh. And I also read some comments that someone wrote me that this video is basically useless. The one that I record, but I don't think so. Like, this is the ore that you can get in Koresh. 43 is going for 55,000 gold. Bismuth is still going for 72 gold. 43. I mean, this is basically has to do with swapping materials. I still suggest you farm in the ring deeps and not Koresh, but of course you're free to try it yourself. I mean, maybe you find it there better or more interesting. That is fully up to you, but that is just my opinion. Like, the materials are not worth more. Like, you can see, like, what is this? Like, the null stone from Koresh, 50 gold. Normal one, 52. I mean, it's the same shit, if I can say so myself. And with that being said, let's jump into the third farm. But before we get into the next farm, I almost forgot, you can expect to make anywhere from around 40,000 gold to 45,000 gold with mining and herbalism in the ring deeps. So yeah, cloth farm still the best. Now let's go on to the third one for real this time. And the last one that we have is going to be skinning. Now, before I go onto the group farm with skinning, the thing that I want to note, if you want to do a bit of solo skinning, the thing to note is like around after 15 minutes you are probably going to run out of the mobs, but not really run out of them, but not just have as much, and it's not going to be as worth as much. This is the location that I have been doing before, right here in the Island of Dawn. But the thing is, I'm pretty sure this one is maybe like if you aren't geared as much and so, and you also want a class that can kind of group all the mobs together, like Hunter can always get the, now I can find it, like the barrage, yeah, the barrage it's called. So you can basically pull everything around you. But basically the thing with skinning is this isn't really worth it. The gold lies right up here where I'm going to fly now and show you the wolf and bee farm. That is where the gold is going to be. The thing to notice, you can always find that farm in the custom. Someone is going to there, for example, farm bee wolf. You can do 2 groups of 4, or you can be just 1 group of 5 people. I highly suggest, whilst we are farming there, let me show you just the talents. Basically you want just finesse, same as everywhere. Consumables, you just don't need File of True Sight. Iron Claw Weightstone you can use for extra finesse, and you can also use Darkmoon Firewater for just that tiny bit of deafness. Specialization is basically fully maxed. If you are just starting out, I would suggest you go to Cloth, but if not, I guess you can just pick up as many deafness points as you can, since you want to just be skinning as fast as possible and gathering everything fast as possible. So we are right here at this part of the island. Here you can see we have insane amount of bees, wolves and whatnot. Now the thing to note, you can also farm this right now yourself, since we are so over geared and everything. Like my talents are really not the best for this right now, but look at this, they're just dying. Like everything is getting one shot. And here you can farm, you can also farm the sizzling cinder bones, so you can get your mount. I think it's it costs 900 of them, but basically this is how you would do. Me, because I'm a bit greedy, I always did like huger pulls. Like I pulled this, for example, this right here, these ones right there. This thing, like, it's viable for any class, but of course any class that has a bit more mobility and a higher range to pull these mobs is always going to be a bit better and outperform better. But if you're doing this in a group, like, it really doesn't matter. And also, if you can get invited into one, just make one yourself. I don't know what is up with people and invites these days. Like, look at this, you're just one-shotting these mobs, skinning them, and basically rinsing and repeating for an hour or however long you want to. This farm is also nice, since you can just come here, chill, kill these mobs, maybe get some green items if you have enchanting, disenchant them, and so on. I'm going to check how much gold this farm makes, let you know, and then I'm going to give my conclusion. Now, as the skinning goes, right now the farm that I show you, it's really not looking good. You can expect to make around from 14,000 to all the way to 20,000 gold per hour, which is just disgusting currently. So I do not suggest you do this unless I know you have some other tactic hidden that I don't know of, and you manage to make much more gold. And since we are already done talking with that, let me give you my conclusion. I highly suggest that anyone that wants to make quick gold and doesn't have any crafting professions or whatso, just goes for cloth farms. I mean, I have blacksmithing, enchanting and whatnot, so I kinda use mining and herbalism, but I highly suggest for anyone that is new, that just wants to make some gold, just go into cloth farming, as it's easiest, the fastest, and you can just do it when you have have time. There isn't anything that is going to mess up your farm, maybe a lot of other people farming and whatnot. You're alone in the instance, you do your farm, you can do it for 5 minutes, you do 5 minutes, it doesn't matter. You do not have to buy any buffs, you do not have to invest any gold, and you can get it set up pretty much in an hour to 2 hours. Now, honorable mention, crafting professions, using your concentration, highly suggested. I mean, this is just like 2.2k gold for nothing. I mean, if I go on to shatter the essence, it's probably going to be even more. Like, for example, yeah, I mean, still 2.2k. But that is just insane. I mean, I don't even have to play this character. I'm just going to buy everything off the auction house, craft quality 3 with concentration, and just go on to sell the items. So highly suggest that if you are just interested into making some gold and not paying much attention to it. Now, with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for being inactive. I'm working on a lot of projects and I just can't keep my mind on one thing, like what to make and whatnot. So I just thought, you know, why not upload this? You guys seem to like it. The point is to help you a bit out, to let you know like what the current situation is, since not everyone wants to invest the time and not everyone has the time. And so if I'm already doing it, why not share it with you as well? And with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, all of the support. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking, as it really helps me out. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Take care and bye.